I hope you guys had a fabulous week. Let's get started and workout 27. Take a big breath, inhale and exhale. Big breath, fill your lungs, reach through your fingertips, get nice and tall, exhale. One more big breath, inhale and exhale, release. Take your shoulders and circle them around, big circles. Let's do the left and then the right. And then the left and the right, and then add your elbow a little bigger, and straighten the arm all the way. So opening up through that chest, releasing through that shoulder. And again, and back to circling to the shoulders, and let's go in the opposite direction. Press both shoulders down, head to your right shoulder, palm of the left hand presses out to the side. Feel the stretch in that forearm. Drop that shoulder down. Feel the stretch through the left side of your neck. And then go ahead and switch sides. Palm of the right hand presses out. Really flex at that wrist. Shoulder down. And to the center, fingertips to the back of the head. And gently press. Feel the release. And come on up. Shake out your hands. Open, shut your fingers. Release and down. Okay, you're going to take your left leg. Just going to circle it around. Opening up to that hip. And around. Good. And around. Let's go the opposite direction. So really open up here. Open up and come back around. And one more. And let's do the right. Circle around. Good. And around. And around. Let's go the opposite direction. Around. Good. And around. And one more. Yep. And here. Place your feet in parallel about hip distance. Take a big breath in. Then exhale, take it to a squat. Okay, knees track over your feet, weight in your heels. Inhale, spine is in neutral. And exhale, shh. Now we're gonna forcefully exhale. And allow our arms to drop. Exhale, shh. And inhale, and exhale, shh. And inhale, let all that stress out, shh. And one more time, exhale, shh. And inhale, arms to your side, chin to your chest. And let's take it to a roll down, one vertebra at a time. All the way down, from stretch to the backs of your legs. Feel lengthening through your spine. You can pedal your feet. Then ground your feet, bend through your knees, and roll up through your spine, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, big breath. And this time reach over that right leg. So reach down here. And sweep your arms over to the left. And stack one vertebra at a time as you reach over that left leg. Let's go in the opposite direction. Inhale, and exhale, reach over that left leg, take it down. Feel the lats stretch as you take it down. And inhale, sweep over to the right. And exhale, lift up. Nice and tall. Inhale, big breath. You're going to bend through your knees, bend your elbows, and bring your arms down by your side here. Open up to that chest. Okay, then you're going to pinch your shoulder blades together. So nice pec stretch. Shoulders stay down. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hands on your thighs. Drop your hips down a little lower, then round through your spine. And then arch. So cat-cow round. And arch, just a slight arch, okay? So hollow out here and drop down, little past neutral, and one more time. A little past neutral, back to neutral, hold, shift the weight into your heels, okay, if they're not already there. You can hold here, you can drop your hips down a little lower, or if you want, you can take your arms across your chest here, or extend them out, and just hold. So we're just trying to build heat in the quads, okay? So just holding here, nice, good. Maybe sinking those hips down a little lower, counting down for 5, and 4, good, and 3, and 2, and 1. Rise all the way up, take it to your toes this time here. Balance on your toes. Lower your heels down, and press them back up. So you want to roll the soles of your feet. Okay, so taking it down, and pressing back up. Warming up those calves, and back up. 2 more down, and press all the way up. 1 more time down, and press all the way up and hold. Okay, you're going to take your hips and drop them down, lower them down. Just nice and slow. You can place your hands on your quads. If you want to keep your arms extended, just dropping down, so weight in your toes. Good. Taking it down and holding steady. Make sure your knees track above your feet. Good. And just hold here or with support, hands on your thighs. Heels lifted, maybe a little higher. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and release. Forward fold all the way down. 1 more time. Heel and toe through your feet. Walk your hands out. Walk your feet back. Take it to a downward facing dog. So you're pressing through your hands, dropping your heels down, lengthen through your spine. Get a nice stretch all along the backs of your legs. Okay, your hamstrings all the way down to your Achilles tendons. As you ground your heels or press them close to the mat as possible, then press forward into a plank. So we're checking our form. We do this a lot. Belly is pulled in, so never let that lower back sag. You want to keep it pulled, belly pulled in, support that lower back. Planks to modify, lower your knees onto the mat. Okay, so just hold here, hands are spread out wide, slight bend in your elbow, back of the neck long. So try not to lift too high or drop too low here. And make sure no tension in your neck, tip your head, and just let it go from side to side. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and hold here, back into downward facing dog. Press those heels down into the mat, and then walk your hands to your feet. Bend your knees and roll up to your spine, taking it all the way up. Okay, step to the back of your mat. Inhale, big breath. And exhale, arms down by your side, chin into your chest, and roll down. You're gonna walk your hands out into that plank. Once again, try not to shift side to side. Shoulders above your wrist. Okay, here belly is pulled in. Drop to your knees if you want to. Press forward, lower down into crocodile here. Elbows close to your sides. Upper arms parallel with the mat. And then go ahead and push back up. Walk your hands back to your feet. And then roll up to your spine once again. Nice Pilates push up. Inhale. You can add an arch back if you're ready for it. And exhale, arms by your side, chin into your chest, and roll down. And place your hands onto the mat. Walk it back out into that plank. Press forward, lower down until your upper arms parallel with the mat. A little pause here, then press up. Then walk your hands back and roll up to your spine. Inhale, big breath. That arch back if you're ready. And exhale, last time. Okay, down. And then walk your hands out. Take it into that plank. And hold here. Okay. Now you're going to drop to your knees, everyone. Lower your right arm onto the mat. And you're going to pivot over to face the side. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Just hold here. Try and get a straight line along that right side of your torso. So you might need to adjust. Just hold here. Flex that left foot. And you're just going to lift and lower. So working that outer thigh. Good. Strong in that right shoulder. So you're working the right side as you stabilize here. Belly is in. Stay toned in that right waist. Good. And lift. And lower. Nice. Good. Up. And down. And up. And down. So feeling the warmth from the side. Up. And down. And up. And down. Now lift. Halfway up here. Halfway up. Okay, now you're going to take that leg. You're going to internally rotate and externally rotate. So it's a subtle movement. You're just moving that thigh bone, that femur bone in that hip socket. Okay, and internal and external, internal and external. One more time, internal and external, back to parallel. You can kick that leg forward here and hold, lower back onto the mat. Okay, just hold here. Okay, now from here, I'm going to take that leg and lift up and down and up and down. So using that outer thigh, that gluteal to get that leg to lift. Stay toned in your torso. Okay, you're supporting, you're stabilizing there, working lots of work there. And down, good. And up. And down, two more, up. And down, last one, up. And lower down, lift. Halfway up, kick that leg back, okay? You can either lower that left leg down and keep it lifted. Take that left arm, and you're gonna allow that left shoulder to drop as you reach down out in front. Okay, and then you're gonna lift back up. Good. And lower down. So you're rotating, staying strong on that right shoulder, and then back up. So you're adding a little twist. Your hips stay vertically stacked though. And reach forward. And then back up. Okay, so that little tap of the hand. Okay, if you don't touch the ground, that's perfectly fine. And then back up. So keeping it fairly slow, controlled. And two more, taking it down. And then back up. One more time. Take it down. And back up. And we're going to take it down and hold. So reaching out, maybe you can scoot the arm in a little bit. And you're going to pivot over just slightly and allow that left hip to fall. Bend both elbows, okay? Or bend that left elbow. Now here, we're just going to do a little glute work. Okay, that right leg is really fatiguing. So we're just going to hold here and here. A short set. Here we go. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. Good. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and lower back down. Okay. So go ahead and scoot back. Take it into child's pose here. Forehead on the mat or arms down by your side. And then roll up to your spine. You can shift side to side. Good. Hey, swing your legs over. Let's do the other side. So we're over onto the other side. Okay. We're gonna start off in our plank on our knees here. Okay, so find your form, nice and strong. Okay, lower down onto that form. We're gonna pivot. Take that right arm up to the ceiling, right foot on the mat or lifted, and then gonna lift and lower. So getting that outer thigh, good, and up. So again, you can allow that right foot to touch the mat or just let it hover, and up and down, good. Stay toned in that left side of your torso, up and down, good, up and down. Strong in that left shoulder, reaching that right arm up to the sky, good, and up and down, good, up and down. Halfway up here, you're going to internally rotate, externally rotate that right leg, okay? That femur bone, the hip doesn't move, just that femur bone within that hip socket, good. And internally rotate, externally rotate, and internally rotate, externally rotate, back to parallel here, good. You're going to take that leg out in front and just lower it down for a little bit of a rest. If you need to adjust that left leg, that's understandable, okay? So you want to just be comfortable, but make sure you're strong. Okay, so if you need to place that leg at a diagonal, do whatever you need to because we're moving left. Okay, so up and down. Good. Up and down. Nice. Up and down. Up and down. Staying strong. Up and down. 3 more. Up and down. Last 2. Up and down. Last one. Up and lower down. Okay, now I'm going to take that leg back in line. You're going to reach that leg is on the mat or lifted. Take that right arm. You're going to reach forward as you allow that right shoulder to drop and then lift. Good. And lower it down. Woo! That left leg is aching. And reach. And up. And 2 more. Taking it down. And lifting up. 1 more. Reach forward here. Hold here. You're going to pivot over slightly here. Bend that right elbow. You're going to take that right leg and lift. So targeting that right glute and lift and lift. Stay strong in that left hip, okay? For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And bring it back in. Go ahead and take it into that child's pose. Sit back on the heels. Forehead out or hands by your side, arms by your side. And then go ahead and roll up your spine. Take it up. Take your shoulders. Circle them around. Just going to turn back here. Place your hands into under your shoulders. Place your body into quadruped. Okay, so on all fours here. And then just take your hips and just allow them to shift side to side. So a little release in those hips. Side to side. Good. Nice. And then back into neutral. Take your right arm, left leg, and reach out in that spinal balance. And just hold. Left foot is flexed. Okay, just hold here. Just going to tap down and lift up. And tap down and lift up. Okay, strong in that left shoulder. That left hand, that wrist is right under that left shoulder. And 3. And lift. You got 2. And lift. 1 more. Down. And lift. And hold. Hey, just hold here. Now I'm going to take that right arm and left leg to the side. So you're forming a diagonal line with that right arm, left leg. You want to try and keep that diagonal line straight. Okay, just hold here. Good. Good. Try and keep the height of that leg, height of that arm constant. And just holding for an isometric contraction. Try not to wobble. You're stabilizing through the rest of your body. Good. And back in line here. And lower that other side. So left arm, right leg here. Reaches. And hold. Good. Tap down. And lift. Right foot is flexed. And lift. Strong in that right shoulder. Okay, so don't forget about that. Your right elbow is slightly bent. Try not to lock it out. Good. Down. And lift. Good. Down. And lift and hold. Bring that leg to the side, arm to the side without letting it fall. That nice straight diagonal line formed with that left arm, right leg. Holding, spine stays in neutral. Holding. 4 and 3. Good job. 2 and 1. Back in line with the mat. Lower down. Tuck your toes under. Push back into downward facing dog. Drive those heels into the mat. And go ahead and take it back into a plank. Okay, here, we're on your knees. We're going to take it onto our bellies. Okay, I'm going to do a little fancy lowering down to our bellies. So, back into that crocodile. We're going to lower down, upper arms parallel with the mat. And then we're going to press back up. And 2 more like this, down. Woo, working those triceps. 1 more time to get down. And press back up. Now lower all the way to your belly, all the way down. Arms by your side. Flip your feet so they're flat. Okay. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, lift up through your upper torso. Belly is in. And squeeze your glutes and your hamstrings. Lift your legs up, put your toes straight in your knees here, or hands under your shoulders. Okay, so if you need support, I'm just going to hold this simple back extension. But I want you to feel the power in your spine. Okay, you're holding it. Again, an isometric contraction. Your belly is pulled in. Holding here. Good, good, good. Okay, you're going to lower back down. I'm going to go right back there, or place your hands out in front so that the back of your hands are in line with your forehead. Okay, down here. Belly is pulled in toward your spine. And then lift back up into that back extension here. Okay, so here, here, or here. Lots of options, okay? You want to pay attention to your body and work at your own personal edge. Okay, so here. Remember, you can keep it here. Okay, now we're going to add a little rotation. So if your hands are here, you're just going to lift your right shoulder up and then back to level. Left shoulder up. If your arms are here, right shoulder up, back to level. Left shoulder up, back to level. If you're here, you're rotating, lifting that right elbow up and down. Left elbow up and down. Let's go again. Right and down. So feel those obliques. Good. And down. And right. And down to the left. Let's go for one more set. Let's go. Up. And down. Other side. Up. And down. Lower back down. Onto your belly, hands under your shoulders. Prop yourself up into that quadruped once again. Okay, so here. Now we're going to bend our elbows. Lean slightly to the right. Take that left leg and lift up and lower down. So our fire hydrant here. Okay, up and down. Now you want to try and get the knee and foot at the same height. Okay, so up and lower back down. Good. And up and lower back down. Good. And up. So your shoulders are strong. Bent in your elbows. Shoulders away from your ears. Shoulder blades apart. Okay, so all those form checks. Up and down. Now at the top, I want you to feel a little contraction through that glute. Okay, that butt here and down. Okay, so make it work. Contract and down. So a little extra contract before you lower back down. Good. And up and down. Okay, now make sure you have space out in front. We're going to kick that leg out soon. And up and down. Okay, let's go up and down. You ready? Let's hold it up here. Hold it up here. Take that lower leg. Okay, the knee does not move. Just that lower left leg and kick out and back. Don't worry if that leg doesn't extend straight all the way. Okay, just do as much as you can. And out and back in. Again, you're slightly leaning to the right and kick out and back. Good. And out. So you should feel the warmth. And out and down. Let's go. Out and down. Two more. Out and down. Last one. Now we're going to go back to the fire hydrant. So lower down and lift. Okay. But this time I'm going to go a little faster. And lift. And lift. Okay. Now if this is too fast for you, by all means, keep it slow. Okay. So work at your own pace. As I always say, work listening to your body. Okay. Good. And up. And up. Okay. Whatever you're doing, let's finish off with the hold, the lift. Okay, here we go. And hold here, hold here. Knee stays where it's at, lower leg kicks out and back. If you want to go a little faster, out and out, but don't lose control. Okay, out and out. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. We're at hold here. Now, if you can, drop it down and lift, down and lift. Almost done and lift. 4 more and lift. 3 more down. Last 2. Excellent. Down and lift here. Lower it down. Sit back. Scoot side to side, side to side. Good. I'm going to go right back onto our bellies, okay, before we do the other side. So here, flip your feet flat. Okay, this time you're going to place your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Okay, legs stay on the mat. Take a breath, inhale. Then on the exhale, you'll lift up into a back extension. Okay, if you can take your arms up off of your back, that's fine too. But make sure your lower back is supported so your belly is pulling in. You're just holding here. Get a nice stretch for your chest. Okay, again, if this is too much, you can place your hands onto the mat for support and just hold. Okay, so lots of options. As always, listen to your body. Okay, so just holding, back of the neck is long. Good, good. Okay, just holding, Belly is in, so feel it locked in place to support that lower back. Good, good. Just hold. Beautiful. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down lightly. You're going to come on up into that quadruped. Okay, if you need to scoot around like so. Okay, so you're going to do the other side. Okay, so here. So we're going to take, you're going to lean over slightly to the left. Okay, you're going to take that right leg this time, left and lower. So fire hydrants on this side and down. So you're leaning slightly to the left, elbows are bent. Up and down. Squeeze to this side and down. Knee and foot same height and down. Feel that contraction at the top before you take it back down. Up and down. Let's go. Up and down. Up and down. Good. Up. You ready? Down and hold here. Hold here. Knee stays at the same position. Lower right leg kicks out and back and up and back. Good. Out and back and out and back. So again, don't worry if the knee doesn't straighten all the way, okay? Good. And out and back. 2 more. Out and back. Last one. Out and back. And let's lower back down. Okay, if you need to shake out your wrist at this point, go ahead. And here we go. Up. Join back in when you're ready. Up and down. Okay, so work it slow or pick up the pace. And up and squeeze and squeeze. Good. Up and up and up and up. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Let's add on here. Hold here. Okay, we're going to kick that leg out and back. Keep the knee at the same position. Keep it slow or fast. Up and kick and kick and kick. Go out and out and out and out. Good. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold here. And if you got a little more energy, take that right leg and lift and lift. Nice squeeze into that side and lift and lift. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and release. Lower it down. Go ahead and send the seat back and just side to side. Good work. Okay. And then from here, we're just going to roll over onto our backs. We're going to turn to some abdominal work. Okay, so here. Okay, down on the ground, we're going to turn to some ab work. Okay, so scoot up to the front edge of your mat, hands behind your thighs. Go ahead and lift up through your chest. Just take a nice deep inhale. Fill your lungs, shoulders down, just relax. And then go ahead and roll your spine onto the mat. 1 vertebra at a time. Walk your feet into a nice comfortable distance from your hips. Arms down by your side. We're just going to do a couple bridges. So spine is in neutral, so a little arch in that lower back, front of the ribs knitted together, belly is in. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, press through your feet, engage your glutes and hamstrings, lift your hips up, and then lower back down, hitting the ground in neutral. And again, press up, and lower down, hitting the ground in neutral. Let's go for 2 more, so up, and lower back down 1 more time. So we're going to press up, and lower back down, and hold here. Okay, take your arms overhead, shoulders away from your ears, palms face in. Take a breath, inhale, then exhale. You're just going to curl up, hands to the outsides of your thighs. I'm going to some space between your chin and your chest, hollowing out through that sternum. Belly is in, and then lower back down, arms overhead. About fingertips about 12 inches off the mat. Exhale, curl up. And then inhale, lower back down. This time you're going to take your right leg, and you're going to bring it in toward your chest here, reaching to the outsides of your thighs. And inhale, lightly lower that right foot down, and exhale, left leg up. And then lower back down. Let's go again to the right. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Perfect form. Good. And inhale, lower back down, and exhale, left leg up. And lower back down. And keep alternating. Or if you want to, both legs up, reaching to the outsides of your thighs, belly, pulling in. And lower back down, hitting the legs, the feet down at the same time. Okay, stay in sync. And then lower back down. And let's go for 2 more like this. Shoulders away from the ears. Curl. And then hit the ground. And 1 more, curling up and lower back down. Okay, then you're going to place your legs together and squeeze them together. Get those inner thighs, adductors to fire. Arms back down by your side. With your legs together, we're just going to take it into that bridge and lower back down in neutral. Want to continue squeezing those inner thighs. and lower back down. Check your shoulders, make sure they're not tensing. And exhale, and lower back down. So squeezing the glutes, squeezing the inner thighs, getting those hamstrings as well. And up, and lower back down. Let's go 2 more. Up, and down. 1 more. Taking it up, and lower back down. Now you're gonna take your toes, lift them up off the mat, then take your knees and separate them. Okay, so your heels are pressing into the mat, they're touching. I want you to take your heels and press them together. Okay, so get the firing of the inner thighs, glutes, hamstrings, keep it there. So it's isometric contraction. So still pressing your heels into the mat. You can lift your hips up and then back down. So pressing your heels together. So up and down and again. Press those heels together, driving them together, and again, taking it up and lower it down and take it up and hold. So you're holding here, pressing those heels together. So really feel the power in your legs as you hold there. And then you're just going to allow your left hip to lean over to the left and then right hip over to the right. So that opposite heel can lift up off the mat maybe if you need to. And other side. Pressing those heels together still. Okay? And other side. And back and to the right. And let's finish off with one more set. So to the left and center and to the right here. And then back here, home, still pressing those heels together here. Then lower your hips onto the mat. Hey, still pressing those heels together. You're going to take your arms and reach up to the outsides of your thighs. Hey, so you're pressing that lower back into the mat. Belly is strong. Still pressing those heels together. You're going to slowly lift your legs up and down and up and down. Still pressing those heels together and down. Getting the lower abdominal muscles, upper abdominal muscles. Squeezing the legs and down, hey, and up and down. Woo, press and down. 4 more, up and down. 3 more, pressing those heels and down. Last 2, up and down. Last 1, taking it up and down and lower your spine back onto the mat. Bring your legs together, squeeze them there. Okay. Arms down by your side. Now squeezing your legs together. You're just going to bring your legs into tabletop and then lower your heels back down. So simple lift. Make sure your belly is pulling in toward the mat. Okay? And back up into tabletop. So a simple move and back down. So again, tabletop, you have a 90-degree bend in your knees and your hips. And lightly tap down. And again, up and back down. Let's go for 3 more. Up and then back down. Feel your belly flatten. And 2 more. Up and down. Now here's the lift. Hold here. Press that lower back into the mat. Okay? If you can keep that lower back into the mat, then you can keep your head down. If you find your lower back lifting, take your head lifted up. And we're going to take our right leg and we're going to press out. And squeeze your legs together and left. And squeeze and press out. Check that that lower back is still pressed into the mat. And left. And squeeze and out. And squeeze and left, and squeeze, and right, and squeeze, and left, and squeeze, good, right, and squeeze, and left, and squeeze. 1 more set, right, and squeeze back to tabletop, left, and squeeze. Now here, we're going to hold, squeeze here, place your hands together, press your hands together so everything is pressing in toward midline here. So your belly engaged, back flat against the mat, okay? Now here you're pressing, 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 and then we're going to release hands and legs apart. And then we're going to come back together and press and press and press and press. Strong, and then release and come apart. And 2 more. We're going to press and press and press and press, and then release and come apart, float them away. And last one, press and press and press, press and float them away. And then back and knees into your chest. And go ahead and circle your legs around. Okay. Then roll over to your one side and come up to seated. Okay, place the soles of your feet together and just offer a little stretch for your inner thighs, glutes, whatever needs it right now. Okay, take your shoulders, circle them around, whatever you need to do. Okay, then cross your lower legs, place your hands onto the mat. Take it back into downward facing dog. Press your hands, lengthen through your spine, drive your heels down into the mat. Okay, feel that stretch, nice and long. Okay, then we're going to walk our feet to our hands, and lift up through our chest into monkey. So feel the stretch through your hamstrings. and forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way up to the standing. Open up that chest. And then hands back into prayer. Okay, so we're going to do a little flow. Okay, nice and solid to the feet. Inhale, big breath. You can add that arch back if you want to. Lifting through your chest, belly is in. Exhale, forward fold. Rise up into monkey. If you want to add a stretch for your hamstrings, you can lift your toes up off the mat. Lower down, hands onto the mat. Walk or hop your feet back behind, top of a push-up. Okay, then press forward on your knees or your toes. Lower down into that crocodile. Inhale, cobra. Here, or upward facing dog. Okay, opening up the chest, shoulders down. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Press your hands into the mat, ground your heels. Take your right leg, kick it back behind you. Feel that stretch to the back of that left leg. And place your right hand between your hands. Turn your left foot out 30 degrees. Bend deeply into that right knee, engage your core, and scoop your arms up into warrior one. Okay? Hips are square to the front, pressing through the outer edge of that left foot into the mat. Okay, so here, tuck your tailbone under. Make sure you don't compress that lower back hold here. Okay, so you can bend a little deeper if you want more work. Okay, you want to try and get that knee above your ankle. Okay, so here, engage that core. We're just going to take it to a hinge through our upper body and then back up. So the only thing moving is your upper torso and hinge. And then back up. Good, 2 more times. Hinge. And then back up 1 more time. Hinge forward and back up immediately. Go into warrior 2. So reaching through that arm. Hey, right palm up. Inhale, exhale, reverse warrior 2. So get a stretch. Keep that right knee bent. And then take it to side angle. Good. And reverse warrior. So here, reach, reach, reach. And then to that side angle. And then back into warrior 2 here. Okay, so here. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to straighten to that right knee as we lift our right heel up, right foot up off the mat. And take it back down. Sink it down, sink it down. And again, right heel lifts. And then sink it back down. Good. It's our right toes lift, sorry, heel is pressing into the mat. So make sure not to lock that back knee out, okay? So here. Now see if you can get a little deeper into that lunge, that warrior 2, bending into that right knee. Make sure you squeeze that gluteal, okay? Try not to let that knee collapse in and down. Good, and up. Good, and down. Rolling through the sole of that foot, and up. Pull those toes back and sink down and hold here, okay? Now we're gonna take that left arm. I'm going to reach it overhead as we reach that right arm out. So here, and then back, stacking your shoulders on top of your hips. Reach out overhead, and then stack. Good. And reach out overhead, still pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. Okay, so again, reach here, bend to that right knee. So working, and reach. Good. And 2 more. So reach, reach, reach. And here, and 1 more. So reach, 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 and here. You're gonna straighten that right knee. So same thing with the knee straight, but not locked. Okay, so you're gonna reach forward and overhead. So go as far as you feel comfortable and stack. Okay, if you wanna go a little further here, and stack. Good, and reach. Okay, so just be mindful that right knee is not locked out. Okay, so just be careful. And back. 2 more times. Reach, reach, reach. No pause. 1 more. Reach, reach, reach. And then back here. Lower back down. Okay, take it back into that side angle. So reaching that left arm. Okay, if you want to, you can bring that left arm back behind you. You can weave that right arm under that right thigh. Draw that left shoulder back. And take it to a little bind. Look up to the ceiling. Okay, do what you can. And take 1 more breath. And release. Cartwheel the arms through. Take it to the top of a push-up and hold. And drop to your knees if you want to. Take it down to crocodile and push back up. Take it down to crocodile and push back up. Little upper body work thrown in. Down and up. 4 more. Down and up. 3 more. Down and up. Down and up. You got it. Down and up. Hold it down. Take it into cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Nice big stretch. Lift up onto your toes, bend your knees, look up at your hands. Either walk or hop. Your feet to your hands. Inhale, monkey, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arch back if you want to. And take it into prayer. Let's do the other side. Inhale, big breath. And exhale, swan dive, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And inhale, monkey, lift through your chest. Exhale, forward fold. Walk or hop. Your feet back behind, top of a push-up, immediately lower down. Crocodile. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pushing back. Good. Now take your left leg, kick it back behind. Then bring it between your hands. Turn your right foot out 30 degrees. Engage your core, bend your left knee, and lift up into warrior one. Okay, bending to that knee, over that heel, pressing to the outer edge of that right foot. Tucking that tailbone under slightly so you don't hyperextend that lower back. Hey, you want to try and keep your spine in neutral. Bend a little deeper if you can to that left knee. And hinge forward. And back up. You want to stay bent in that left knee, hinge forward. And back up. And again, hinge forward. Woo. And back up. One more time. Hinge forward. And back up into warrior two. Here. Okay, so take a breath. Left arm up. Inhale, exhale, reverse warrior. Feel that side stretch. So reach the left fingertips way back behind. Still bent to that left knee. Take it to side angle, reaching that right arm. And exhale, reverse warrior. Big stretch. Take advantage of this and exhale. Reach that right arm overhead. And exhale. Side, reverse warrior. Peaceful warrior and side angle. And right back into warrior two here. Okay? You're going to take your left leg straighten, bring the left toes up, and then sink back down. And up. So it should feel really good. And then down, sinking down. Okay, so all those form checks. Outer edge of that right foot. Squeeze to that gluteal. And down. And again, lift up. And down. And one more. Let's go. Up. And back down here. Hold here. Okay. Now I'm going to take the left arm. Reach out. Right arm overhead. And then back to warrior two. And reach overhead. And then back to warrior two. And reach overhead. Woo! Staying bent in that left knee. So working that leg. Overhead. And back. Two more. Squeeze that left gluteal. Try not to let that left knee collapse in. One more. Out. And back up. And in. Straighten that left knee. Okay. Without locking it. You're going to reach forward with that left and reach overhead. And then back up. So that left knee is straight but not locked. And then back up. Working a little balance too. Reach, reach, reach. Pause. And then back up. How about three more? Reach, 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 reach. And then back up. Last two. You got it. Here. And then back up one more time. Reaching up. And back up. Bending that left knee here. Take it into that side angle. Right arm back behind, left arm weaves under that left thigh. Draw that right shoulder back. Bend that left knee. Look up to the ceiling as much as you can. Open up to that chest. Squeeze that left gluteal. Take one more deep breath. And release. Cartwheel the arms through. Place your hands to the outer edges of the mat. Okay, here. You can drop to your knees if you want to. Chest presses. So down. And lift. And down. And lift. Good. Down. And lift. You got it. Down. And lift. Down. And lift. Woo! 5 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And lift. And walk your hands back in. Take it back down to downward facing dog. Press back into plank on your knees or your toes. Lower down into crocodile. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Press back. Breathe. And then lower back down onto your knees. Hands under your shoulders. Take it into cat stretch. And cow, belly down, lift your chest. And cat, tucking that tail under. And cow, belly down, lift your chest. And back into neutral. Taking that right hand behind your head. Okay, so you're going to work the obliques again, shoulders down. Take your right shoulder, lift up, and hold. So feel the contraction in the side. So try and keep your hips level. You're just reaching that right arm up and hold. Okay. Now, if you want to take that right arm, reach overhead, so get a little more extension, and then bring that hand behind and reach and bring. So getting a nice stretch, and 2 more, and back. Last one, reaching up and back. A little bit more, reaching that right shoulder back, and take it back down to level, and you're gonna lift and lower and lift and lower and squeeze those obliques, and 4 more. Good job. 3 more. Up and down. Last 2. Woo! Last one. Up and lower down, and take it into a quick child's pose, sitting back on your heels and back into position for the other side. Okay, so left hand behind your head, shoulders stay level, hips stay level. Okay, start level, shoulders start level, sorry. Hips stay level. Take that left shoulder, lift up, rotate, feel on the side, and then back to level, and lift up, rotate, and then back to level, and lift up, squeeze, draw that shoulder back, feel a nice stretch in your chest as you work those obliques, and down, and again, up. That right shoulder is away from the ear, and down, and hold it here. Hold here, feel that rotation, feel in the side. Okay, if you want, extend that left arm out, and bring it back in, and out. Extend, good, and reach. 2 more if you're doing the arms, and 1 more, here, and down, and lift, and down, and lift, good. Picking up the pace a little bit. If this is too fast, by all means modify, go a little slower. Okay, always listen to your body. And 3 more, and 2 more, and last one. And lower back down, back into child's pose. Sit back here, forehead on the mat. Whew. Breathe in, and then roll up to your spine. Good. Take the shoulders, circle them around, and then reverse the direction of the circles. Take your right arm, pull it in front. Drop that shoulder down, get a stretch through that shoulder, and then other side. And back down. Okay, we're going to place our bellies onto the mat. We're going to do another set for our backs. So belly down here. Okay, this time we're going to bring our knees to the outer edges of the mat. So just like we did before in seated or in supine, we're going to do that in prone. So heels together, and you're going to press. So I want you to feel the glutes, inner thighs, everything engaged as you press your heels together. Okay, just hold. Hold. Okay, hands below your shoulders. So pressing those heels together. You're going to take your upper body, lift up, and then lower down, and lift up, and lower down. Okay, so first thing, pressing those heels together, activating there, activating the core, and up, and down. Okay, so this is one variation with your hands below your shoulders to support. The next variation is to place your hands behind your head, but only if you can maintain the pressure with your heels together, okay, and your belly in to protect that lower back. So try those heels together, working this, lift your upper torso, thighs stay on the mat, and down. 2 more, and down. Last one, and down. Hold hands below your shoulders, head hovering above the mat, heels together, and you're just going to take it to a little press, and press a little pulse. So you're going to feel the warmth intensify. We're pulsing, driving those heels together, pulse and pulse. Feel the activation in those glutes, inner thighs, pelvic floor muscles, pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, hold steady here. Okay, here. If you want to, you can start to straighten the legs and bring it back in, but only if you can support it in your lower back. So belly is pulling in toward that lower, toward that back. Okay, if you can keep it there, no strain in that lower back, you can add this kicking out with the heels. Okay, don't worry about getting the knees all the way straight. It's perfectly fine. You're gonna feel in your hamstrings, your glutes. If you're doing the movement with your legs, finish it off with 3 more. And back in, last 2, and back in, last 1, in, and back in here, lower back down, and release. Good. Take your arms out to the side. Hey, now you're forming an X with your body. Point your toes, shoulders away from the ears. Take your right arm, left leg, lift up, and down, and left arm, right leg, and down. So keeping that diagonal line, opposite arm, opposite leg, belly is in. Okay, now if working the arm and leg at the same time is too much, you can just do the legs or just do the arms, okay? But be mindful always, always of that lower back, okay? So no strain, no hyperextension. Keep it supported. Okay, if you're doing the movement, both arm and leg, and down the other side. One last set, right arm, left leg, and down, left arm, right leg, and lower back down. Hands under your shoulders. Prop yourself up into quadruped. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, cat stretch. Sending your seat back, okay? Get that lower back to stretch, maybe your glutes as well. And then stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. Drop your belly down, lift your chest. And cat stretch, tuck that tailbone under and sink your seat back. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then back into neutral. Good job. Okay, let's take it to our sides. So right arm out, left hand in front of your belly. Okay, feet are flexed. Take a breath, inhale and exhale, lift up and hold. Okay, so you're gonna challenge your balance a little bit. If you can, get your right elbow up off the mat. Feel a pretty intense contraction through that left waist and just hold. Legs are glued together. Okay, right shoulder away from the ear. Make sure it's not up to your ear. You want to press it away, so strong in that shoulder and hold. Okay, now I'm going to see if we can take that left arm and reach up to the ceiling and hold. Okay, now I'm going to take that left arm. If you want to add on another layer, take that left arm and circle. So you're introducing some movement and working hard, a little harder for your core to keep your balance, and you can go a little faster. Good. And slow it down. Let's go in the opposite direction. Start slow. And let's go a little faster. Phew. Good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Lower back down. Hey. Now you're going to take that right arm and see if you can get that right forearm up off the mat. Keep your legs lifted. If you can, take that entire right arm up off the mat and hold here. And if you can, take that left arm up to the ceiling and hold, balancing on your right side. Oh, breathe. Coming for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower back down. Good. I'm going to roll over to the other side. Let's take it up, and I'm going to swing your legs around so we can continue to face the front. Okay, left arm out, right hand in front of your belly. Take a breath. Exhale, lift up. You can get that left elbow up off the mat, left shoulder away from the ear. Try not to lock that left elbow and hold. Contract to that right waist, belly is in. If you can't, take that right arm up to the ceiling, squeeze those legs together, and start to circle that right arm. Going a little faster maybe, engaging that core a little stronger. Good. And slow it down, go in the opposite direction. And go a little faster. Good. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Lower back down. Keep your legs lifted. See if you can get that forearm up, entire left arm up. And if you want to, right arm up and hold. Balancing here. Good. Try to keep your hips stacked. Nice. Good. Good. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And lower back down. Good work. You're going to bring your knees in. Come on up to seated. We're going to do some standing balance work. So we're up to standing now. So we're going to start off with tree. So I want you to take your right foot, place it to the inner right ankle, calf, or thigh. Okay, hands into prayer and hold. Hips are level. Squeeze into that glute so that right knee is out. Hands into prayer and hold if you want. Take your arms up to the ceiling. Good. Good. And if you want, you can turn your gaze to the right and to the left and back to center. Whew. Good. And hold. Nice. Okay, then come on down. Now you're going to take that right foot and place it against that left thigh. If you need a wall for support, that's cool. Okay, place your hands into prayer and you're just going to sink your hips back. So you want to get a stretch for that gluteal as you work your balance. Okay, so here. Good. Maybe here, maybe all the way down. Maybe folding over that left thigh. Reaching your arms out. Take one more breath. And come on up to standing. Good. And shake it out. do the other side. So left foot to your inner ankle, inner calf or inner thigh, hands into prayer, hips are level. Here, nice and strong, hands squeezing through that glute, wide, open up through that left hip, hands up, good, shoulders down. Turn your gaze to the left, and to the right, and back to center. Good, good, good. Take your arms out, bring that left leg onto that right thigh. Press your left knee away, hands into prayer, and sink down. Maybe here, maybe all the way, maybe folding over that right thigh. Reaching your arms out, nice big stretch to that left gluteal. And breathe. Woo. And balance is off today. And one last breath. And come on up and shake it out, good. Woo. Excellent. Place your feet on the ground. Take a breath, big breath. Inhale, lifting through your chest. Big stretch. And reach over to the right side. Send that seat over to the left. And other side. Reach, reach, reach. Good. And over to the right. Nice and long to the left side of your torso. And over to the left. Good. And back here. Head to your right, over your head. And head to your left. And head to your right, and head to your left, and circle to the center. Bend through your knees, hands behind your head, and gently press forward. Nice stretch to the back of the neck and upper traps. Good. Sink down through your hips a little bit more. Hand on your left thigh. Take your right arm, circle around, open them up through that chest, and circle. And one more. Keep your hips pointed and square to the front of you. Left arm reaches around. Okay. Releasing through that shoulder, and come on up. Shoulders circle a little bit more in the opposite direction too. Good. Bring your legs together. Take your arms up. Rotate to the right and arms down. Here, a little spinal rotation. You can take your hand to your hip and twist a little bit more if you want to. Then inhale up. Twist to the left and arms down. You can place your right hand against that hip to offer a bit more of a twist. And inhale, back up. Interlace your fingers, tuck your tailbone under. Hollow up to that chest. And inhale, and release. Interlace your fingers behind and stretch back, lift your arms up. Another stretch for our pecs. Good. And release. Shake it out. Take your right leg, circle, left leg, circle, and right, and left. Now hold your right. Take your right foot, circle that around, left foot circles around, take that leg, circle through that hip socket, and switch, left foot up, circle through that left ankle, and switch, and take that hip, that femur bone, and circle through that hip socket, and settle back out. Good. Okay, we're going to finish off with our 2 breaths. As always, we're going to release any stress and tension on the exhalation. Okay, then refill. Goodness. Okay, here we go. Inhale, big breath. And exhale, send it all out. Exhale, shh. Let it leave. And refill. Only good, only positive things. Hands together and slowly lower them to heart center. Ground yourself here. And we say namaste. Once again, thanks so much for joining, and if you're celebrating, Shana Tova.